Hi, my name is Jason Willoughby, and I'm with Reach the City Ministries, and I'm here to begin the discussion of a tough subject. And that subject is this: we're all being taken to a deeper place. Multiple griefs, multiple restrictions, losses, things that are blocking and preventing things that we value and hold dear. So we're being confronted on so many fronts. At so many levels that it's touching the buttons in our soul and arising issues that we hadn't even seen or thought about. And so what we're talking about is what do you do when you enter that deep place and you have faith in God and you don't understand and it seems like He's out to get you and you're being bombarded and overwhelmed. What do you do? Where do you go to find grace, to work through the sorrow, to find the better place on the other side of it? Join me on this interesting and perhaps disturbing journey that God is calling all of us to for such a time as this. In this series, we're going to look at the book of Lamentations, chapter 3. We're going to look at one of the hardest books in the Bible to get into because it's just one sorrow, one expression of woe after another, after another, after another. It's this bloody mess. It's this just torrent of tears. It's an easy book to skip, but in the middle of Lamentations, in chapter 3, there's this turning point. There's this remarkable emotional journey that culminates for Jeremiah, the weeping prophet. And if we have ears to hear and a heart that's willing to go there, we'll be able to piggyback on what he went through to find a voice for what we're going through right now. What does Lamentations 3 offer us uniquely? Well, first of all, we get a pattern of lament. We get a process that Jeremiah walks us through in his poetic sorrow that will help us unclog our own souls and find words that we can't seem to be able to find to express feelings that are difficult to express. And God can use this to help us move forward and through, down and then up on the other side of this bombardment of sorrows that we're all going through in this season of our world, in this season of our society, in this season of falling away in adversity as a church, personal sorrows, professional, economic things. We're all facing it. So is there help? The answer is yes, there is. And it's found in Lamentations 3. Jeremiah begins Lamentations 3 with a simple phrase: I am a man who has seen sorrow. I am a man who has experienced life underneath the wrath of God coming against Israel, leading to a tremendous cataclysm of being conquered and enslaved and deported out of their land into the land of Babylon. Terrible, worst case scenario for them as a nation. And Jeremiah internalized it and took it all in. And so he was able to say, I know sorrow, and I know what it's like to feel like God is an enemy, is an adversary coming after me. If you feel that way, you're actually in very holy company. And with Jeremiah, we're going to be able to go in this next series of videos to a very good place, but it's going to take us through a knothole, through a difficult process to get there. If you're looking for cheap, if you're looking for easy, if you're looking for a magic formula, if you're looking for a fast track and a cutting of a corner and going from good time to good time, and you don't want to go all the way down and through and come out the other side, a better, deeper, humble, more intimate person with the Most High, then this isn't for you. But if you want to do the hard thing, if you want to go to the deep place, come on, let's keep going. One final question before we go into the next series of videos is this: why me? Why am I sharing this with you? Why now? Basically, I want to lay out there my Credentials of affliction and suffering. I too am a man who has known affliction. I grew up as a latchkey kid. I've known parental abandonment and all the things that that can do. I have experienced life as a marginalized person, as someone with Asperger's in my childhood. I never fit in. It was so terribly lonely, adding to the parental abandonment and deepening that. All this came to a head when I was 12, when I was kidnapped and molested by a predatory pedophile. And let me tell you, the depths of suffering and the trauma to my soul and the decades of recovery, I'm here to tell you, I really am a man who has known affliction. And even after coming to faith in Christ, just shy of my 18th birthday, entering ministry, there have been seasons where, because I have worked with difficult, cycling, toxic churches, where I have known collective abuse and bullying and some very intense vilification and slander and lies and all those terrible things, and I've seen it harm people I love. And that has caused another season of deep grieving and lament. I have known joblessness. I have known the death of a career. I have known losing both my parents. Like you, I'm also going through this season of job disruption and restrictions and the overthrow of my plans, etc., etc., etc. So I want you to know, I'm not saying this from on high as someone with theories. I'm saying this as someone who has desperately and often relied on the very truths I'm going to share with you to help me get through all the above. So let's go on a journey. Come along with me. Lamentations 3 will be well worth your time.